Page 10, Roman Holiday. At the top of the page, they're talking about crossing the thumb under the third finger. Here. Just reach them. I would prefer you do my scale video on C major, the beginner part, 1 octave up and down, both hands, because I cover this and that. And do the wrist and the accent and everything I explained in that video, and that'll take care of this part really nicely. I'd like to talk about this piece, the Roman Holiday, 4/4 time. No sharps or flats, so we're in C major or A minor. Well, look at the end. And you immediately think, okay, go to the bottom of page 11 and look at the end, but that's not the end of the piece. See the DCL fine? That's not the end. You got to go find fine, and that's at the end of the second line on page 11. You have a first and second ending. That second ending is where fine is. That's the end of the piece, and that is C major. So I'm guessing this is in C major. Right hand first, 8th notes, and we have a pickup beat. We're coming in on beat 4, so it's 4 and 1. What's their fingering is fun. 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and. We're just using these 3. The other fingerings are better, but we're trying to get you to use the 1, 2, 3 fingering for now. This is, if I were going to play this piece, I would not finger it this way, but this is a good exposure to this 1, 2, 3 fingering. So it's here. And then you come down, same thing, different notes. And same thing. One more time. Isn't that cool? And then third line, you get these wrist staccato. You're on the keys, you push down and bounce off. Bump, bump. That's pretty much it. To the last measure at the bottom there is you're here and you come up 1. You hang on to that a little longer. Left hand, broken chords at the beginning. Just the 1 and the 5/7 chord. Top of page 11, you get the 4 chord and second measure. And then in the third line down, now the left hand gets the melody. It's doing the same thing the right hand was doing, but it's going the other way. Adds a little more on it. Do it again. Now, rhythm's different, but the notes are the same. You're coming down. So both hands get this. I like it when they work both hands like this. Then put the hands together and see what happens slowly. Get the idea? Jump down on page 11 to the third line. Where the left hand gets it, you're here. And the last measure on page 11, you're down here. And here. When we play with a metronome, I'm going to hold that 2 counts instead of 1. Otherwise, you just hang on to it until it feels right, and then you go on. Then you go back and add the articulation. They don't give you a lot. This is all slurred. You connect all this in the right hand. But this left hand, they don't give you any articulation. So I'm going to connect. I'm going to slur the first 2, and then the other 2 are more staccato. Gives it a bouncy feel. Type thing. The second line, the last measure at the ending, you get accents on those. Bring out the right hand. We want to hear that on those last 2 notes. And then the third line, the left hand is all connected. The right hand is staccato. I wouldn't worry about raising up between the slurs here because it's built in. Because you're playing the same note, you're going to. That's fine. Then add the dynamics. Well, it starts moderately loud. That's the right hand here. The left hand is soft. You get get down to the third line on page 11. Now it's loud for the left hand. The right hand is softer. Now it's soft all of a sudden. It's like an echo. The right has to be very soft. And you crescendo in that last measure. More can bring up. You can the right hand can be played a little louder here. Because now you're back up to moderately loud, because the DC off Fine, the DC means go back to the beginning and go to Fine, which is at the end of the second line. So now you're moderately loud. The Allegro Moderato, I think that's sort of what I've been doing. You have to feel that. You get to know the piece first, where you can do the fingering and you're not thinking about notes and all that stuff. It's coming to you, and then you can get into the music. Feel the dynamics, feel the articulation, feel the music. And you'll feel the tempo too. And it'll be different for different times, and that's wonderful. Don't always play it the same way. I don't quite understand what they're after here. I believe there may be an error in the music, but maybe I'm wrong. You see, as far as the roadmap goes, second line on page 11, you have a first and second ending, and there's a repeat sign at the first ending. Well, that would tell you to go back to the beginning and play all that again, and then when you come back again, you'd skip the first ending because you only play it one time. You need to go to the second ending. The problem is the second ending is the Fine. You're done. You don't go on. You're done. So you never get to the third line, is my problem. So in my opinion, the error here is the repeat sign in the second or in the first ending. That should not be there. You don't repeat it. So when you play it, you take the first ending, but rather than repeating, just go on to the next line. You see these multiple endings, they don't have to have repeat signs in them, because sometimes it wants you to go on. So you'll skip any other endings you've got and go on. Here, if they wanted you to repeat back and go down again, then that ending should be a 1, 2 for first and second ending to tell you, okay, you're going to do this ending twice. And then the other ending would be ending 3, not 2. They didn't do that. They just did 1, so you only play it once. So in my opinion, don't repeat it. I like to play this with you very slowly to double check the notes and the rhythms. I'm not going to do any dynamics. I'll give us 3 counts because we come in on beat 4. So you're here. 1, ready, and go, and 1. The next line.